Okay, in this lesson we're going to be drawing the tuner. Again, you go through and you set your eye properties, and you can set your grid, and this time you can skip this step if you so choose, because actually I like kind of drawing this one without looking at the grid because sometimes get in my way. Now this can be a little intimidating at first when we get it, but it's just like if you were drawing this by hand or an AutoCAD. If I'm going to draw it, I have to look at it and figure out what's the first thing I'm going to draw. And now we're starting to draw, and we're starting to think parametric, we're starting to think 3D. And so I go, how would I draw this? Well, I could draw this outline shape of the U with this square. It's just a rectangular body, and then I could extrude it 5/8 to get that mass. And then again, I can draw this profile and extrude it out 5/8 and get that mass. Okay. Do I have all my measurements I need? Yes. Here. Oh goodness, no, they're in fractions. What do? Don't panic. Inventor accepts input through if you put it in as your decimal points or if you put it in as a fraction. Doesn't matter. And we just have to start looking at it, measuring it, and figuring out what it is. What are we drawing? What are we doing here? Okay, so what I'm going to essentially start off by drawing is I'm going to draw this view. And so here are some of the measurements, but again, I'm getting everything from here. If you think about it, you can look at it, you can break it down, and you can draw from there. Now, there's more than one way to draw it. I'm going to show you how I would just go through my thought process. If you have a different way of drawing it, that's fine. It doesn't matter. As long as it gets drawn, it's just like an AutoCAD. You can start off by drawing this profile first and then add the bits onto it. Doesn't matter. Whatever method works for you. So I'm going to simply make a new standard part. Again, I'm not going to worry about setting all my lovely different things in. I'm going to create a 2D sketch, and I'm going to pick this top plane right here. And then I'm going to do a little simple math. So if I look at my object, and I know that it has an overall length of 6 3/4, and I have to subtract the 5/8. So we got to do some math here, and I got to sit down and figure out, okay, what is that equivalence? We break it down. And essentially it's really 6 1/8 long. And then I'll look again at the width. Well, I go 1 and plus 10/8, which is 1 2/8 or 1 1/4, so it's 2 1/4. So I'm going to start off simply by drawing a rectangle. I'm not going to really terribly worry about what it is because I'm going to go in and set it in. So that first one is 6 1/8. There it is. And the next measurement here is 2 1/4. I want to keep it centered because it just looks better if it's centered on there. It doesn't have to be to draw, but I just find it easier for me to work if it is. Okay, next, so that's just my basic rectangular. Okay, I'm going to draw this part of it on the end here to get the U. So I'll go and look at my drawing again, and I say, well, okay, it's really fairly simple. It's just a line. That measure from here to here should be 5/8. So you notice I'm just literally typing in. It's going to adjust it for me next. Okay, next I need to come down to get my center, which is 2 1/4. And again, I could draw a line this way and I can measure it. I can also usually simply a point. Point works the same way. And yep, 1/4. Now I need a circle. That should be my 1. If you're not sure if it is, see, it's your 1. Cancel. Next one is okay to here. And I'm going to go ahead and trim on this part here. So I'm going to make this look, oops, that's why you kind of want to do this first. Gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here. So if you click on the wrong things, don't panic. Okay, fine. Interesting. Love it when it does interesting things. Now let's see if it'll let me trim. There it goes. So this line wasn't quite touching it, so I just had to extend it out and figure out what the problem was. Okay, next is I need this part of it, and if I look and see the measurement of its total is 1 1/4, so I divide that in half. That becomes, so that's 5/8 both directions. So again, I'm just going to randomly draw a line. Go, trim again. Really? Okay. Well, that's perfectly fine. Because here's what I will simply do. Just delete that line. Delete that measurement because I don't need it anyways because I have it now. And I'll just draw another line. 0.8 here. Okay, very good. So now that I have the shape that I'm looking for in the body, I'm going to finish my sketch and I'm going to extrude it 5/8. And again, you can pick which direction. I just like to make mine equal both, so I like it to be symmetrical. Click on my home, and there it is. Okay, now I want to draw the next profile here on this end. So I'm going to go, again, create a 2D sketch. I'm going to select that and activates it so that I can do my drawings. And again, I just look at it and I figure out what it is I'm going to draw. Again, everything is here in the PowerPoint, so if I scroll down and see, it's given to you there. So I draw like the little eyeballs, sometimes it's called. I draw the lines, then I fillet it, delete the dimensions, and extrude it. All right? That's all I'm doing. I'm getting everything from there. I'm not getting it from some magical place. I'm just looking at it and getting it there. Okay, next. So I want to get, and I can draw a line up. I could also use that point. I can just place my point here and dimension it. I just have a tendency to like the lines because I'm very visual and it works best for me. Okay, the total height in that measurement is, hang on, sorry, 2.5. See, there it is, 2.5. Okay, next I'm going to do a line that comes off at this direction. So I'm looking at it. And I want it to come to the side. One and 1/8. Okay, good. Next I need to have my circle. So I'm going to have a circle that has a, look, again, 7/8. And the outer one has a measurement of, so the little ones are 7/8. Oh, maybe the big ones. And the little ones would be half the 7/8, so that becomes 7/16. Where do you go? There we go. And everything, this is all math. I know you don't like doing it sometimes, but hey, it's all basic fractions that you should have learned in elementary. If not, refer back to that PowerPoint if you can't look at it and do it. Okay, trim. See, I'm just working on making it look like your example. Okay. Straight up. straight up. You don't have to do this one, but I kind of like to have that one at the end. Okay, trim, trim. Don't need that anymore, so I'm going to delete it. Don't need the dimensions. Just get rid of them so they no longer get in my way. Alright, and then I have a little curve here in the corner, and if I look, it has a radius of a half, so that's simply a fillet. So we're going to do 2D fillet. Should be 1/2. Let's find out if it's not too big. And it's not, it's perfect. Excellent. So it looks like we have everything for the little handle part of it. I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to click on my extrude. Notice it only grabbed the top part. If I hold the shift key, you should be able to click. You should always left click on it. And we're going to extrude it out 5/8. Okay. Spin it around. Okay, I have a couple of 3D fillets that I need to create. If I look at the example, I have a 1/4 inch radius right here and a 1/4 inch radius in these corners. So, 1/4 here. Apply, okay. Simply going to spin it around so that I can see that corner. It needs it around there. And a fillet on this corner here too. Crap. There it goes. There we go. So we have a nice little fillet. So what it does, it softens those curves, so they're not so sharp. Very good. I could spin it around so I can readjustify, so I can say I want this to become, there we go. Well, that's still technically the top. And that's still technically the front. It just needs to be like that. There we go. That should really be our front view, right? I'm going to right click, set current view, this front. And it flips it around. Oh, well, okay. Well, it's still there. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to change my color, my material, to gold, just for fun. You can change it to a different color. So we want to change it to a different color than the generic. If you don't like gold, yes, you can use a different one. And you want to save as to your folder. There it is. Tuner. Open. That CHS title block from wherever you've saved it to. Mine's in a couple of different places because I have a lot of different files. Go to base, place your view. If it won't work for 1:1, which looking here it's not going to, change it to another, so maybe the 1/2. As you're doing it, you have to decide what scale is best. Right click, create. I like to double click on this one, turn it to shaded, so it looks like it should. Go into my annotate and use my different functions to annotate like I'm supposed to. Example shows. There we go. Yep. What's that measurement? Boom. And just annotate it to match and make sure you change your scale, title of it, etc. Save as, and save it not as CHS title block, but save it as the tuner. So you remember what it is. Once you have all that done, so you have all your dimensioning done, and you have everything changed in the title block, then export it as a PDF file, take that PDF file and upload that PDF file to Moodle. Congratulations, you've completed the tuner.